The opening act of this game was so absolutely devastating that I'm hoping this part can ease me into it a bit more. So OBS decided to hate on me for this recording, so you're getting my meta voiceover full of omnipotence and brilliance, humor, brimming with angst and edge. And if this format goes well, maybe we'll do more omnipotent bartender. Cocktails remain, I'll explain each drink made, my thoughts behind them, along with the ingredients. So let's keep going so I don't keep any of y'all in the dark anymore. So we start in the dark, right? I start feeling my way around this manor like Velma looking for her glasses. Seriously though, is it supposed to be this dark? Like, I couldn't see anything more than a few candles. I think I interacted with like 2 things in the entire manor, walked around for like 5 minutes. Am I missing something? If there is something here, like something secret, like let me know in the comments. No spoilers, please, because it really seems like there's something here, but my thick skull just can't seem to think of anything. Anyway, I wandered around long enough until I knocked on enough doors, and then eventually I found my El and got this really, honestly beautiful, heartwarming scene.
Mael?
Gustav? Are you real? Well, you sure smell real enough.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I thought that you... On the beach, I saw you and I couldn't, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have, I should have come for you and
It's okay. It's okay.
I was worried.
Made it.
How did you end up here?
I don't know. It's all a blur. I remember everyone at the beach. Then I woke up here with him. He's been helping me a lot. He reinforced all my pictos.
What is he?
I'm not sure. He doesn't really talk.
The chroma around him. It's quite different from the Nevrons.
After this, once again, I had no idea what to do in this manor, so I tried to leave only to be stopped by the curator, who's a pretty chill dude overall, who wanted to train with us. Facing down with him wasn't anything too difficult. He gives a pretty nice tutorial into the jumping counter, and then the game not so subtly hints that he'll be joining at the camp later. I thought that was pretty dope, because he seems like a cool dude. Anyway, right after this, we're met with another cutscene. And look, I know I said that with a lot of sass, but the cutscenes are so absolutely brilliant, such absolute heaters. I really don't care. I just wanted to sound like a persnickety bitch. Anyway, this cutscene introduces who I suspect is a fan favorite character, a lovable little scamp, Noco.
Is that a Gestral?
Stop that, you big hairy brush face. Can't you see they're human? Noco's a bit dramatic, but if you're nice, Noco will trade you lots of useful items for chroma.
So the tales are true. Perhaps the grandest in the SKA exist too. Are there more Gestrals like you? I'd love to meet them.
Noco, you silly scruff. Their village is not far from here.
Oh, really?
Lune.
I know We don't have time for detours.
Yeah, we need to get to the paintress.
The Paintress? Oh, gonna cruise the marina. Go slow, pero no arriba.
There's another sea between here and the Paintress.
Noco, as the best Gestral merchant ever, I bet you know a solution, yeah? Come on, you broomhead, I know you know.
Broomhead, burn, sulte. Bello, grava tuva radio. Tengo miedo en cierto santuario. Arboroso battle, gonna me say.
Well, I guess you'll get to meet more Gestrals.
Now, I realized pretty immediately that Noco is a friend worth having, and a friend worth dying for. So naturally, I went right into beating his ass for new stuff. And I'll say this little guy pulled a few surprises on me, like growing to 10 times his size his height, but he still went down pretty easily. So at this point, I had been playing for a little while, and a lot of that was lost footage, and I realized that, it was a late night, I really wanted a drink, so I shuffled on over to the bar, blasting Lumiere, and started to assemble a very appropriate drink, a White Negroni. Now, if you're familiar with a Negroni, this is like a French version of a Negroni. Also, hey, if you're enjoying the video so far and this concept of video games and cocktails is intriguing, consider subscribing. My dumb ape brain like watching number go up. So, like the video, share with a friend if you're feeling frisky, and let me tell you what other drinks you'd love to see. Now, the White Negroni was invented in the early 2000s by Wayne Collins at a beverage trade show in Bordeaux, France, home country of Expedition 33's developers, Sandfall Interactive. I felt that this was very appropriate for both the developers, the game, and the occasion. It's a bracing drink, but also delightfully earthy and floral, and bittersweet, kind of like the tone of the game in a lot of these cutscenes. This is a 3-ingredient drink with 1.5 ounces of gin, 3/4 of an ounce of Dolin blanc vermouth, which is a French vermouth, and 3/4 of an ounce of Suze, which is a French bittersweet gentian liqueur. I like to add a dash of orange bitters to this and strain into a double rocks glass with a large rock of ice. Then that's it. Santé and bon appétit. Now, let's get back to this marvelous game. With the liquor and pride of France pounding through my veins, we continue on to the flying waters. Fight a couple guys, do some fun little platforming challenges, and help a little guy find his balloon bomb. Seriously, this whole area gave me like Finding Nemo vibes that I couldn't help but shake. And I just kind of thought of that whole scene in my head when they were going through the mines and everything. Anyway, childhood nostalgia aside, I carried on, and through the area only to get jump scared by this big old guy. And this combat, I gotta say, I am really loving. Now, I really like parrying in video games. I'll cover that a bit more later. And I am running a fairly silly free aim build on Gustav at the moment. I kind of like doing the free aim stuff. It's, I don't know, it's just kind of fun to me. It is really my only coherent build at the moment. I think I have the Pictos on where it does burn and a mark on it and like 50% extra damage. But that's it. Like that's all I got, and I don't really know much else. I haven't found many other Pictos that really mesh well together, and I'm sure I'll find some later on in the game. And I'll be first to admit, I'm not the best at making builds. I usually just take other people's from the internet. But I am so dedicated to not spoil this game for myself, and I'm not even going to look those up. Anyway, a few mobs later, I got a little curious. In my exploration, climbed up a little cliff, and came face to face with a chillingly large mine doll. That, somehow, proceeded to beat the brakes off me, like so. Now, I love perfect parrying. I'm a huge fan of parrying in video games, Lies of P, Sekiro, Nine Souls, and kind of Elden Ring Night Rain with the Executor, but Anyway, those games, Lies of P, Sekiro, Nine Souls, are some of my favorite all-time games, so I knew this was going to be a thing. I knew the parrying was going to be a thing, and I knew it was going to be something I would want to do. However, it was a little rough trying to get into it the first time. Also, I'm not sure what it is, but every time I need to clutch up and perfect parry everything, somehow it's always Lune, who's the last one in the party that I'm pairing with. I don't know what it is. You guys have that too? Maybe I'm just subconsciously in love with her and fight harder to keep her alive. I have no idea. Okay, maybe not. So pretty soon after this, I wandered around a bit more, found some stuff, and I eventually came upon what might be one of the most iconic intro stills of the game from this cutscene.
Watch out!
You're right.
It only attacked when...
It's coming!
Now, that little quick shot of Mael and Gustav in front of Go Blue was one of the first still shots I ever saw of the game. Like, that was one of the first ones I ever saw in any of the marketing or the pictures for it. And in that moment, I was the Leonardo DiCaprio me. I was like, hey, I know that. Anyways, onto the fight. I immediately start off with getting completely baited by this giant jump attack that tricks you into thinking you have to jump over it. So with my team basically a quarter of their health remaining, we're off to a great start. Now, this fight isn't really something to write home about, but it really got me excited for the notion of more fights to come. Like a lot of fights in this game, there's a lot of pattern recognition you need to get down to be really successful, which I love as a Souls-like fan. And especially since I'm playing on expert mode, where some combo chains will one-shot a character if you miss or parry a dodge, so it's really important. What was really cool about this fight, though, was that it included not just some really cool combos and mix-ups, but interactivity with the other mechanics outside of just attacking the boss, as a lot of other games of this genre fall into. He starts with 2 shields, and you've got to get rid of them before you can actually properly damage him. And after a bit of damage, he summons a field of flowers around him. Now I, being an elite gamer, knew I would have to take care of these or something bad would happen. So I did. The fight is just so engaging, like nearly every fight in this game. Even random encounters are nothing to sneeze at. Getting parries and counterattacks feels so immensely satisfying, especially when you get an expedition counter on an enemy. So satisfying. And I'm really also finally starting to get the hang of Lune's stain system, which I don't think was explained super well. It was just a very wordy explanation, so I didn't really retain a lot of it. With the fight nearing its end, Globu summons even more flowers to the field. And if you don't shoot them all, which you probably won't be able to since there's a lot of them and your AP is minimal, he will absorb the remaining flowers and get shielded for however many flowers he had left. So if he had 7 flowers, which I think he did when I fought him, he will get 7 shields. And you have to work through all of those shields until you get it. It's great. It's really awesome. It's really great, honestly. A swift few hits and some burning, and his shields quickly fell in time for Mael to deliver a beautiful killing blow. And we got this cutscene.
Gustav, wait! It seems peaceful, as long as we don't touch the flowers.
Yeah, let's not get too sentimental. It's still a painter's creation. Putain! Damn, Maya, what was that?
It felt familiar somehow.
Gustav, we won't understand what's going on if we kill everything that moves.
Look, a red tree. The Gestral village must be ahead.
You know what Nevrons are capable of.
She'll be fine.
She'll be fine. Still too far.
Being out here isn't what I expected.
As expected. Hey. You okay?
Death out here's not like death in Lumiere, is it? I thought I was used to losing people. I've have a foster child, right? But not like that. On the beach. That man.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Nevrons we were prepared for, but not. And now we've finally found other survivors, and it's... You know, that's the insidious thing about the Garnish. It's predictable, almost gentle. It makes Lumiere complacent and accepting, but... The Garnish is equally violent than death. Death is just as final.
I've been having nightmares.
Yeah, me too. Look, if death approaches, I want you to run. No, promise me. Run. Especially if we meet the man from the beach. We can't face him. You see him, you run.
Only if you do the same.
Oh, I'm running as soon as I see a strand of white hair, trust me. You won't even see me, I'm running so fast.
Oh, please, you're an old man. I can outrun you any day.
Yeah, right. There was a time when 30 was young, you know.
Sure.
Cutscene turns into camp scenes, and we upgrade our Lumina with our boy the Curator, and a few really nice additional scenes play out.
Been a long time since I've seen you play.
A Gestral village.
Yeah. I still can't believe they exist. I mean, what other fairy tales are real?
This is ultimately a war of information. There's still too much we don't understand. Where the paintress comes from? Why she does what she does? Who is she? 70 years and we still barely know anything.
And the man on the beach? Yeah, too many unknowns. But if we take down the paintress, at least that gives future generations a chance to unravel the mystery.
You seem better than before.
Yeah. Holding it together. Shock's worn off. A bit. We can't bring anyone back. But I thought we can keep their spirit alive by pushing forward. And at least there's 3 of us now. The mission hasn't changed.
Tomorrow comes.
Tomorrow comes.
One thing I absolutely adore about these kinds of RPGs is how fleshed out the characters feel and how they meld together. I seriously don't think I've seen another RPG do it this well. Baldur's Gate 3 is one of my favorite games, but even that I don't think does this as well. I adore each and every one of these characters so far, and it's been like 2 hours. I shouldn't care that much. But the writing and their characterization does so much. I can't wait to meet the others. One long rest later, and the gang rocks up to the Red Tree Forest where we run into... well, okay, I'm just gonna let the cutscene explain it.
Wow.
That's a lot of dead Nevrons.
Who did?
I don't see
I
any...
think they mean us.
They must be Gestrals. They're cute, but they're idiots.
Oh. Oh, fuck.
Hey, we're not Nevrons!
So yeah, that big old thing. Now, my first attempt went something like this.
Let me help.
Don't worry. We don't want to hurt you, Patat. Noco sent us.
Kapatate, oh, te Noco te kepate? Oh, hati Noco ke parka debe sakapatate.
If you guide us to your village,
Lero maricor. Okay, Lil. Pero kare mi bo sakapatat. Ni sugama bi vevina geo.
Guide us to your village, and maybe he'll make you something better.
Wait, what are you...
Jeri sakakipo?
Trust me. I hate liars.
Okay, Lil. Gama vive, leko gami sakapatat. I gomi haro putu.
You're better with Gestrals than humans.
They're less complicated.
And honestly, that little scene between Karatom and Gustav kind of reminded me of this scene from Infinity War.
Okay, how much for the arm? Oh, I'll get that arm.
And to wrap up my episode 2, I jumped back into the bar to celebrate and made this little number. I'm calling this one the Gestral Spritz, a fun little play on the aperol spritz with more floral notes and pretty low ABV, so it's a nice low alcohol drink to sip on. In a shaking tin, we're going to do 1 ounce of elderflower liqueur, 1 ounce aperol spritz, half an ounce of lime juice, a splash of lemon juice, and shake. Strain all that into a chilled coupe glass and top with soda or tonic water. And then we're going to pour in just 1/4 of an ounce of a blue curacao for the fun little color change that kind of reminds me of their little like troll doll hair. Garnish with a nice little flower, and boom, a lovely, light, bubbly drink to mirror the Gestral's vibrant nature. That's all from me, guys. That's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed this video. To all my subs, your support is ever appreciated, and if you're new, welcome. I try to post every Thursday, so keep in touch, subscribe for more drinks and video games, and next week for a very fun, very new, and very different kind of video from me. Until then, drink responsibly, game often, I'll see you all soon. Cheers.